as twilight deepens, a world unveiled whispers tales of magic and mystery. Find comfort in the night's embrace, and your breath sync with the rhythm of distant worlds. Close your eyes and let your spirit soar across landscapes painted with the dreams of ages. Each story, a beacon of wonder, guides you through enchanted realms where the impossible becomes your reality. Here, in the sanctuary of imagination, let go and drift on the currents of narrative towards a restful haven where dreams await. Listen, dream, and let the night's melody lead you to peace at night, and embrace the adventure. The Journey Through Candytopia, the next chap. Chapter 3, The Bittersweet Shadows. Our eyes journey through the harmonious valleys of Candytopia took a sudden turn as she entered a region where the air was thick with a mist of uncertainty. The vibrant colors of the land seemed muted here, and the joyful melodies of harmony were but distant echoes. This was the realm of the bittersweet shadows, a place where the sweetness of Candytopia met with the inevitable shadows of existence. As Alara ventured deeper, she sensed a disturbance in the air, a subtle, a palpable shift in the essence of Candytopia. The trees whispered of unease, and the ground beneath her feet felt cold and hard, like the warm softness she had grown accustomed to. In the heart of the mist, Aurora encountered the sentinels of shadows, guardian who stood watch over the balance with sweetness and sorrow. Clad in robes of dark chocolate and ash, their eyes held the wisdom of ages and the weight of their duty. Greetings, traveler of the sugar paths, greeted the chief sentinel, his voice somber yet not unkind. You've entered the realm of the bittersweet shadows, where the light of Candytopia meets the darkness. Here, we guard the balance, ensuring that the sweetness does not overshadow the depth that the shadows bring. Alara listened intently, her heart heavy with the realization of the duality that existed within this land of wonder. What causes this disturbance? She inquired, her voice a mere whisper in the mist. The sentinel looked at her, his gaze piercing through the fog. The balance is delicate, and even the smallest shift can ripple across Candytopia. A shadow has crept into our realm, a bitterness that seeks to overpower the sweetness. It feeds on forgotten sorrows and unspoken fears, growing stronger in the silence. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Alara knew she could not turn away. Candytopia had embraced her, shared its beauty and its wisdom. And now, it was her turn to stand with the land she had grown to love. How may I help restore the balance? She asked, determination setting in her voice. The sentinel nodded in approval. Your heart is true, Alara, and your journey has prepared you for this challenge. To confront the shadow, you must first understand it, find its source, and address the sorrow it feeds on. Remember, the strongest light shines from the heart, and the sweetest victories are those won with compassion and courage. With the guidance of the sentinels, Alara set forth into the deeper mists of the bittersweet shadows, her resolve firm and her spirit ready to face the darkness. The path ahead was hard boomed up, Her journey through Candytopia had taught her that even in the darkest of shadows, there was light to be found. In the darkest of sorrows, there was sweet ways to be discovered. As Elara ventured deeper into the bittersweet shadows, the mist thickened, swirling around her like a cloak. The silence was palpable, broken only by the faint rustling of leaves and the sorrowful whispers of the wind. It was here, in a clearing shrouded in fog, as Elara encountered the wisps of whisper, ethereal beings that served as the memory keepers of Candytopia. The wisps, translucent and gentle, floated around Elara, their presence a comforting light in the dense mist. "Welcome, brave heart," I murmured, their voices a chorus of soft echoes. "Just seek to understand the shadows, to bring balance back to our land." Elara nodded, her resolve strengthened by the presence of these serene beings. "And please, share with me the tale of the vanished wisps," she requested, her voice steady and clear. The wisps gathered closer, their light intertwining as they began their tale. "Long ago, our kind lived in harmony with Candytopia, our lighter beacon in the darkness, our whispers a melody in the silence. And as time passed, a shadow crept into our realm, a darkness that sought to silence our songs and extinguish our light." They continued, their voices tinged with sorrow. "Many of our kin vanished, their light absorbed by the shadow, their whispers lost in the void. A balance shifted, and the bittersweet shadows grew darker. The sweetness of Candytopia threatened by the growing bitterness." Elara listened intently, her heart heavy with the weight of the wisp's tale. She understood now that the shadow was more than just an entity. It was a manifestation of forgotten sorrows, a darkness that thrived in silence and fed on the light of joy. The shadow still lingers, its presence is staying on our land, the wisps concluded. But where there is light, there is hope, and our journey, Elara, may hold the key to restoring the balance, to bringing back the light, the vanished wisps. Empowered by the tale and the trust of the wisps, Elara knew what she had to do. She had to venture further into the shadows, to confront the darkness, and to relight the light that had been lost. With the wisps and blessing and the wisdom of the sentinels guiding her, she set forth on her quest. Her spirit a beacon in the mist, her heart aflame in the darkness. Guided by the whispers of the wisps and the wisdom of the sentinels, Elara found herself drawn to the forbidden sector, the heart of darkness within the bittersweet shadows. This was a place rarely spoken of, a land where the shadows were deepest, and the light of Candytopia seemed but a distant memory. The air grew colder as Elara ventured forth, the mist clinging to her skin like a shroud. The ground beneath her feet was uneven, the path obscured by the dense fog that enveloped everything in its silent embrace. Every step felt heavy as a challenge, as if the shadows themselves were trying to hold her back. Despite the darkness, Elara's spirit remained undaunted. She pressed on, her heart a steady drumbeat of courage and determination. The tales of the vanished wisps echoed in her mind, a reminder of the light that once was and could be again. As she journeyed deeper into the forbidden sector, Elara began to sense a presence, a consciousness within the shadows. It was as though the darkness itself was watching her, its gaze heavy and intent. The air vibrated with a silent whisper, a voice that was not a voice, speaking a language of emotion and memory. Then, before her, a path opened up to reveal a clearing. The void within and mist, while the ground was black as pitch, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of soul and melancholy. This was the core of the forbidden sector, the source of the shadow that threatened the balance of Candytopia. Lara stepped into the clearing, her every sense alert. She could feel the weight of the shadow's gaze upon her, its presence a tangible force that pushed against her spirit. The Cutulaire heights, the light of the wisps burned bright, their whispers a melody of hope that pierced the silence of the shadows. Shadow of the forgotten, I stand before you not as the enemy, as a seeker of balance. Elara called out, her voice firm and clear. I seek to understand your pain, to acknowledge your presence, and to restore the harmony that has been lost. The air shifted, the darkness stirring as if contemplating her words. And then, in a voice that was both everywhere and nowhere, the shadows spoke. Long have I trod in the forgotten corners of Candytopia, my essence a remnant of neglected sorrows and unheeded warnings. I am the balance to the sweetness in necessary darkness, a land of overwhelming light. As I listened, her heart open and her mind attuned to the shadow's tale. She realized then that the shadow was not an enemy to be vanquished, but a part of Candytopia's essence, a reminder of the depth and complexity of existence. Let us find a new way, a path of understanding and acceptance. Elara proposed her words, a bridge between light and darkness. Together, we can weave a tapestry of balance, where the sweetness of Candytopia and the depth of your shadows exist in a harmony. The shadow paused, considering her words. Then slowly, the oppressive weight in the air began to lift, the darkness receding like a tide, revealing a glimmer of light on the horizon. In the newfound calm of the forbidden sector, the silhouette of an entity began to emerge from the receding shadows. It was both formless and avalanche, manifestation of the forgotten sorrows and untold stories that had given rise to the darkness in Candytopia. Elara watched with a mixture of awe and comprehension as the shadow entity approached, its presence a chilling blend of mystery and might. While I am the keeper of forgotten whispers, the guardian of the untold tales, the shadow entity spoke, its voice echoing around Elara like a soft, mournful wind. In me lies the depth of Candytopia, the necessary contrast to the unyielding sweetness. You have come seeking balance, brave heart. But know that balance is not restored without understanding the darkness. Harakara met the gaze of the entity, her resolve unwavering. Why am he to listen, to understand, and to bridge the gap between the light and shadow? She affirmed. Share with me the tales you keep, that we may find a path to harmony together. The shadow entity regarded Amdara with a somber intensity, then began to weave its tale. It spoke of times long past when the vibrancy of Candytopia had overshadowed the quieter, more contemplative moments. It told of feelings ignored and sorrows pushed aside, of the delicate balance between joy and reflection that had been disrupted. As the entity spoke, the air around them seemed to shift, the mist swirling with echoes of memories and unspoken emotions. Lara listened intently, her heart open to the pain and beauty hidden within the shadows. She realized that the shadow entity was not an adversary, but a vital part of Candytopia's soul, a keeper of the balance that made the land whole. When the light shines so brightly the shadows deepen, the shadow entity concluded. But in acknowledging the dark racing, embracing the depth of our tales, true balance can be restored. You, Lara, have brought understanding where there was neglect, and in doing so, you have begun the healing of our land. A profound sense of connection washed over Anara. The realization that it is about healing, understanding, the item in the contemptuous the shadow entity, sensing the change in Anara's heart, began to transform. The darkness receded, revealing a figure of serene grace, the embodiment of the bittersweet essence, the gate, Candytopia, its depth and richness. O forth, with the awe of the knowledge and understanding you have gained, the entity said, now a gentle presence in the clearing. Share our tales, weave the light and the shadow into a tapestry of balance, and let Candytopia flourish in the true harmony of its essence. A heart full of gratitude and a spirit enlightened by the depth of her experiences, Lara stepped out of the clearing, the light of the dawning day casting a soft glow on the path ahead. The journey through the bittersweet shadows had changed her, and she knew that her tale was now a part of the greater story of Candytopia, a narrative of sweetness, depth, and the beauty of balance. As Lara continued her journey, the newfound understanding of the shadow entities tale resonated within her, casting light on the path ahead. However, the journey was far from over. A mist that shrouded the bittersweet shadows began to stir once again, thicker and more oppressive than before. There was as if the very air resisted the change, the balance that Lara sought to restore. The fog was dense, a tangible manifestation of full enduring resistance within Candytopia. It clung to Lara, trying to obscure her vision and dampen her resolve. But the wisdom of the shadow entity and the harmony it represented fueled her determination. Lara knew that confronting the fog was not just a battle against the elements. It was a fight against the lingering doubts and fears that clouded the land. With each step, Aurora drew upon the lessons she had learned. The melodies of the whisper and the harmony of the symphony of sweetness. She channeled the strength of the chocolate oracle and the wisdom of the sentinels of shadows, weaving them into a force of clarity and purpose. As the fog swelled around her, Lara focused her thoughts, her spirit a beacon in the darkness. She spoke aloud the truths she had learned, the tales of the shadow entity, and the importance of balance and understanding. Her words cut through the mist like a ray of light, each syllable a strike against the lingering darkness. Slowly, the fog began to recede, its grip loosening as the truth and light of Elara's resolve pierced through. The shadows retreated, revealing the true beauty of the bittersweet shadows. A land of depth and contemplation, where every shadow served to highlight the brilliance of the light. Elara stood in the clearing, the air now clear and the path visible once again. She had faced the fog not with force, but with the power of her understanding and the strength of her heart. She realized that the fight against the fog was not a battle to be won, but a challenge to be embraced, a part of the journey towards harmony and balance. As she moved forward, the land of Candytopia responded to her presence. The trees whispered words of gratitude, the streams sang melodies of joy, and the very air shimmered with the renewed harmony that Elara had helped to foster. She had not just cured the fog, she had transformed it, turning the challenge into an opportunity for growth and healing. With a renewed sense of purpose and a heart full of hope, Elara continued her journey through the bittersweet shadows, path now illuminated by the deep understanding and the unity of light and darkness. In the aftermath of the dissipating fog, the land of the bittersweet shadows seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. A harmony Elara had helped restore echoed through the valleys and hills, a testament to the unity of light and shadow. Yet, there remained one final chapter in your journey through this realm, a revelation that would illuminate the true essence of her quest. Elara's path led her to an ancient structure, hidden deep within the heart of the shadows. It was an old, confession seller's workshop, lying forgotten by many. Its walls encrusted with sugar crystals that sparkled in the dim light. This was the sanctum of secrets, a place where the oldest and most guarded tales of Candytopia were kept. As she entered the sanctum, the air around her thickened with the scent of ancient spices and the weight of untold stories. Shelves laden with dusty tomes and weathered scrolls lined the walls, each bearing the secrets of Candytopia's past, present, and future. In the center of the sanctum stood a pedestal, upon which lay a singular, unassuming book. Its cover was plain, but as Elara approached, she felt a pull, a connection that beckoned her forward. This was the book of the core, the heart of Candytopianness. Where the land's deepest secrets were inscribed. With a reverent hand, Elara opened the book. The pages glowed with the soft light, the words written in a script that seemed to dance and shift before her eyes. The book told of the first spark of sweetness that gave birth to Candytopia, the balance of flavors and emotions that sustained it, and the unity of its inhabitants that protected. But among these tales, one secret shone brightest: the prophecy of the harmonizer, a figure of pure heart, an unwavering spirit who would traverse the realms of the Candytopia, uniting light and shadow, sweetness and depth. As the Elara read, her heart quickened, for she realized that her journey, every step and every challenge, had been leading her to this moment. You are the harmonizer, Elara whispered a voice as ancient and as soft as the sugar as that filled the air. She turned to see the keeper of secrets, the guardian of the sanctum, watching her with eyes that held the depth of Candytopia's history. Your journey has been one of discovery, not just of Candytopia, but of herself. The keeper continued. You have embraced the light and the shadow, the sweetness and the sorrow. In doing so, you have fulfilled the prophecy, bringing balance and harmony to our land. Tears of joy and realization welled in LR eyes as the truth of her journey settled in her heart. She had begun her adventure seeking new ingredients and inspiration for her pastries, but she had found so much more. She had discovered the richness of unity, the beauty of balance, and the power of her own spirit. With the keeper, this blessing, Alara closed the book of the core, its secrets now part of her. She stepped out of the sanctum of secrets, her path illuminated not just by the light of Candytopia, but by the light within her, the light of the harmonizer, a beacon of balance and unity. Her journey as the bittersweet shadows complete, Alara looked to the horizon, where new adventures awaited in the realms of Candytopia. Her story was far from over, for each step was a new verse in the ongoing symphony of sweetness and depth, a melody of harmony that she would continue to compose with every beat of her courageous heart. Chapter 4. A Core of Confection. In the heart of Candytopia, well whispered about in tales and sung about in songs, the core of confection. It was said to be the origin of all sweetness, a place where the purest sugar crystal source illuminated the land with an ethereal glow. This crystal was not just a symbol of Candytopian sweetness, but also its life force, pulsating with the essence of every flavor, and a delight known to the land. Therara, with the knowledge gained from her adventures and the wisdom of the lands she had traversed, knew that finding the crystal sugar source was crucial. It was the heart of Candytopia, the essence that sustains the harmony and joy of the land. Guided by the whispers of the wind and the subtle scent of sugar in the air, she began her quest. The journey was arduous, the path winding through fields of candy moss and over hills of marzipan. But Alara's spirit was undeterred, her resolve strengthened by the purpose of her quest. She encountered confectioners and creatures, each sharing tales of the crystal sugar source, its beauty, its significance. As she ventured deeper into the core of confection, the air grew sweeter, the sky brighter, and the ground beneath her feet shimmered with a sugary sheen. It was as if the land itself was guiding her, leading her to the heart of its sweetness, the source of its magic. Finally, after a journey filled with challenges and wonders, Alara stood before the crystal sugar source. It was more magnificent than she had imagined. A radiant crystal, pulsating with light, its facets reflecting every color and flavor that had ever delighted the senses. Alara approached the crystal, her heart filled with awe and reverence. She knew that her quest was not just to find the crystal sugar source, but to ensure its protection and to preserve the sweetness that was the essence of Candytopia. As she reached out to touch the crystal, a warm, gentle light enveloped her, a confirmation of her journey, her purpose, and her connection to the land of Candytopia. A core of confection was not just a pet. It was a testament to the harmony of flavors, the unity of creatures, and the shared joy that resonated in every corner of the land. The discovery of the crystal sugar source marked only the beginning of Allah, this mission within the core of confection. Understanding the importance of unity in protecting the heart of Candytopia, she ventured into the almond alleys, a place known for its wise confectioners and skilled artisans, a true master of their craft. In almond alleys, a network of pathways lined with almond trees were home to a community that believed in the strength of alliances and the power of shared knowledge. The air was rich with the scent of roasted almonds and the sound of friendly chatter. As the confectioners exchanged recipes and ideas, Alara was welcomed with open arms, her reputation as the harmonizer exceeding her. She met with the leaders of the almond allies, sharing her experiences and the significance of the crystal sugar source. She spoke of a unity that had restored the bittersweet shadows and the harmony that had revived the heart of the clouds. The confectioners listened intently, their eyes reflecting a deep understanding of the balance between sweetness and depth, tradition and innovation. They pledged their support to Lara, offering their skills, their knowledge, and their allegiance in protecting the core of confection. Together, they formed an alliance, a bond strengthened by their shared commitment to the land of Candytopia and the sweetness that was its essence. They worked in unison, crafting defenses to protect the crystal sugar source and devising strategies to preserve the harmony of the land. Alara, with the alliances formed in the almond alleys, felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. The unity she had fostered was now a network of support, a collective force dedicated to the well-being of Candytopia. As she left the almond alleys, the confectioners stood by her side, their alliance a testament to the power of collaboration and the strength of shared purpose. Together, they were more than just guardians of sweetness. They were the weavers of harmony, the defenders of the core of confection. Fortified by the alliances in almond alleys, Ever's next challenge lay within the antique maze of minty mists. This labyrinth, renowned for its shifting paths and refreshing aroma, was said to hold the secrets to ancient confectionery wisdom and knowledge essential for a safeguarding of the crystal sugar source. The entrance to the maze is marked by arches of intertwined mint and peppermint vines, their leaves glistening with dewdrops. As Lara stepped into the maze, a cool mist enveloped her, the air tinged with the invigorating scent of mint. The paths twisted at end, each turn a new puzzle, each corridor a new riddle. But Lara was not deterred. The lessons of Candytopia had taught her to trust her instincts, to find guidance in the harmony of her surroundings. She navigated the maze with careful steps, attuning her senses to the subtle shifts in the minty fragrance that wafted through the air. As she journeyed deeper into the maze, the mist began to clear, revealing hidden alcoves and secret gardens where rare herbs and ancient confectionery ingredients grew. These were the secrets of the maze of many mists, the treasures of flavor and scent that had been preserved for generations. In the heart of the maze, Elara came upon a clearing where the mist gathered around a central pedestal. Upon the pedestal lay an ancient tome, its pages filled with the wisdom of the confectioners who had first crafted the core of Candytopia. This was the knowledge that Clara had been seeking, the wisdom that would help protect the crystal sugar source. With a reverent hand, Elara opened the tome. The pages glowed with a soft light, the words inscribed within revealing the secrets of balancing flavors, of weaving sweetness and depth into a tapestry of taste. The knowledge was profound, a testament to the confectioners' mastery and their understanding of the essence that sustained Candytopia. Armed with the wisdom of the maze of minty mists, Elara retraced her steps, the Mrazazi pathways now familiar and welcoming. The minty fragrance lingered in the air, a reminder of the journey she had undertaken and the secret she had unlocked. As she emerged from the maze, the alliances formed daily allies awaited her, ready to combine their skills and knowledge with the ancient wisdom she had acquired. Together, they stood strong, a united front dedicated to the protection and preservation of the sweetness at the heart of Candytopia. Emerging from the maze of minty mists, Elara's journey led her to the tranquil groves of the kernel keepers, guardians of the ancient seeds and grains, the fundamental ingredients of Candytopia's confections. At the heart of these groves lived the elderly keeper of the kernels, a sage known for his profound wisdom and deep connection to the land. The groves are a symphony of rustling leaves and gentle whispers, each tree a guardian of history, each kernel a story waiting to be told. So I walked the paths with reverence, our senses attuned to the harmony that resonated within this sacred place. The elderly keeper, a figure of time with a grace, greeted Elara beneath the oldest tree in the grove. His eyes, deep and knowing, held the spark of countless tales and the wisdom of ages. "Welcome, Elara," he said, his voice like the rustle of leaves. "You seek the knowledge to protect the core of convection, to preserve the essence that nourishes our land." Kakuna nodded, her resolve clear. "Great Keeper, I wish to learn from your wisdom, to understand the secrets of the kernels that sustain the harmony of Candytopia." The elderly keeper smiled, a gesture that spoke of understanding and approval. "The kernels you see around you are more than mere seeds," he began. "They are the keepers of potential, the promise of growth and renewal. In each kernel lies the possibility of sweetness and nourishment, the balance of flavors that forms the foundation of our land's essence." He led Elara through the groves, sharing the tales of each seed and grain, the stories of harvests past, and the cycles of growth in renewal that sustained Candytopia. He spoke of the importance of nurturing these kernels, of protecting their purity, and ensuring their continuity. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the groves, the elderly keeper bestowed upon Panarera a pouch of the most precious kernels, each a symbol of the wisdomer. These kernels are not just the source of sustenance. They are a reminder of our responsibility to the land, to the balance that sustains us all. With the kernels safe in our care and the wisdom of the elderly keeper in our heart, Hello of the groves, her spirit enriched and her purpose reaffirmed. The journey Thoroughly, the cold confection was a testament to the intertonness of all things, the harmony that flowed from the sweetest crystal to the smallest kernel. With the wisdom of the elderly keeper of the kernels, now a part of her growing tapestry of knowledge, I continued her journey through the core of confection. Her next encounter led her to the dazzling caverns of the radiant rock candy, a place where the walls glittered with crystalline formations of pure sweetness, each facet telling a tale of Candytopia's rich and diverse confectionery history. The caverns were a spectacle of light and color, the rock candy formations casting prisms of light in every direction. The air was alive with a palpable energy, a testament to the concentrated essence of sweetness that the radiant rock candy represented. In the heart of the cavern stood the crystal conductor, the guardian of the radiant rock candy. His form shimmered with the same crystalline brilliance as the surroundings, and his eyes held the depth of the caverns themselves. Ilara, he greeted, his voice resonating with the clarity of the crystals around him. "You have come seeking the revelation of the radiant rock candy, the crystallized essence of Candytopia's sweetness." Galan nodded, her eyes reflecting the kaleidoscope of colors around her. Conductor, I wish to understand the significance of these formations, to learn how the essence they hold contributes to the harmony of Candytopia." The crystal conductor gestured for Alara to follow him deeper into the caverns. "The radiant rock candy is not just a spectacle of beauty," he explained. "It is a reservoir of Candytopians' collective memories and experiences, a crystallized record of every flavor, every delight, and every moment of joy that has ever been shared on land." As they delved deeper, the crystal conductor shared the secrets of the radiant rock candy. He spoke of the delicate process of restlessness, of capturing the essence of sweetness and preserving it in a form as enduring as beautiful. He revealed how the rock candy formations served as a reminder of the importance of preserving the sweetness of the present for the generations to come. Finally, they reached the core of the caverns, where the largest and most radiant rock candy formation stood. The crystal conductor handed Galara a small luminescent fragment of the rock candy. This fragment holds the essence of Candytopia's heart, the collective joy and sweetness of our land. Guard it well, for it is a reminder of the responsibility we all share in preserving the harmony and sweetness of our existence. With the radiant fragment secure in her possession, and the revelation of the radiant rock candy etched in her heart, Ilara emerged from the caverns, her resolve strengthened. A journey through the core of confection was shaping her not just into a guardian of a single source, but into a protector of the entire tapestry of sweetness and harmony that was Candytopia. The revelations of the radiant rock candy, still vivid in her mind, Alara's journey led her to the final chapter within the core of confection, the Pact of the Peppermint. This pact was an ancient covenant established by the earliest confectioners of Candytopia, meant to safeguard the balance and purity of the land's sweetness. The Pact of the Peppermint was to be renewed in a sacred grove, where the air was crisp with the scent of peppermint, from the ground was soft with layers of mint leaves. The grove was a place of tranquility and reflection, its atmosphere imbued with the essence of clarity and refreshment. In the heart of the grove, the confectioner's council awaited her, a gathering of the most esteemed and wise confectioners from all corners of Candytopia. They welcomed Alara with nods of respect, recognizing her journey and the wisdom she had gathered. Alara, harmonizer of realms. The head of the council spoke, his voice as soothing as the peppermint breeze. We have traversed the core of confection, weaving together the threads of our land's essence. It is time to renew the pact of the peppermint, to reaffirm our dedication to preserving the balance and sweetness that define Candytopia. The confectioners led Anara to an ancient altar, upon which lay a scroll, the original pact of the peppermint, its words inscribed with the same care and commitment that had sustained Candytopia through the ages. Valora, feeling the weight of history and responsibility on her shoulders, approached the altar. With the council as her witness, Alara renewed the pact. She pledged to uphold the balance of sweetness and depths, to protect the essence of Candytopia, and to nurture the unity and harmony that her journey had reinforced. As she spoke, the air around the grove shimmered with a soft glow, a sign of the pact's acceptance and the land's acknowledgement of her commitment. The confectioners, their faces alight with hope and gratitude, joined Alara in the renewal of the pact. Together they pledged their skills and knowledge and their hearts to the preservation of Candytopia, to the continuation of its legacy of joy, creativity, and sweetness. As the ceremony concluded, the grove was filled with a sense of renewal and unity. The pact of the peppermint was not just a covenant of confectioners. It was a promise shared by every heart in Candytopia. A promise to cherish the land's sweetness, to bear its guts, and with the pact removed and ambition within the core of confection complete, Alara stood ready to embark on the next chapter of her journey, her spirit enriched by the wisdom of the land, and her heart committed to the sweet hananans of Candytopia. Chapter 5. Soaring Beyond the Sweets. As the first lull of dawn broke over the horizon, Candytopia awakened to a new day. A day that marked the beginning of an era filled with hope and sweetness, thanks to Alara's efforts in the core of confection. The sky blushed with hues of candy, apple red, and orange sherbet, heralding the dawn of delight, a celebration of the harmony and unity that pulsed through the land. Alara stood at the edge of the continental grove, watching the sunrise paint the world with colors so vivid they seemed edible. She felt a deep sense of accomplishment and peace, knowing that her journey had brought about a transformation not just in Candytopia, but within herself. The air was filled with the sense of freshly baked pastries and blooming candy flowers, a symphony of fragrances that celebrated the dawn of a new chapter in Candytopia's history. The confectioners, artisans, and creatures of the land emerged from their abodes, their faces reflecting the joy and gratitude they felt towards Alara, a harmonizer who had woven together the tapestry of their very world. As the sun climbed higher, its rays touching every corner of Candytopia, Alara knew At the dawn of the light was not just a new gain. It was a signal of the renewed sweetness of the dead on the hand of forward. It was a promise of endless possibilities, of dreams, to be crafted in tales, to be told in the magical realm of Candytopia. The dawn of delight brought not only the promise of a bright future, but also the moment for heartfelt farewells. Our mission accomplished. Moved was time to bid adieu to the confectioners, artisans, and whimsical creatures that had become our family in Candytopia. In the center of the village, amidst the gingerbread houses and chocolate fountains, the inhabitants of Candytopia gathered to bid farewell to their beloved harmonizer. The air was bittersweet, filled with the aroma of baking pastries and the silent whispers of impending goodbye. One by one, the confectioners presented Era with parting gifts, each a masterpiece of their craft. Delicate sugar sculptures, marzipan figurines, and chocolate truffles. Each creation was a token of gratitude and a symbol of the sweet memories they had shared. As Lacan received the gifts, her heart swelled with emotion. These weren't just pastries. They were expressions of love, artistry, and the unbreakable bonds formed during her journey. The farewells were poignant, a mixture of gratitude, pride, and an inevitable sadness that comes with parting. Yet, amid the farewells, there was also a sense of hope. The confectioners knew that Illyrian's legacy would continue to inspire Candytopia, her story a part of the land's rich tapestry. And Udera, while saying goodbye, carried with her the knowledge that her connection to Candytopia was eternal, a bond not even distance could sever. With a final look at the faces that had become so dear to her, Helena stepped away. The parting of the pastries, not veiled, at a promise of new beginnings, of tales of Tranquility and confectionery. As Alara continued her journey, she couldn't help but notice the profound changes in Candytopia. A land itself seemed to be evolving, growing in harmony with the newfound balance she had helped establish. This was the evolution of Candytopia, a transformation that touched every leaf, every breeze, and every heart in the realm. The chocolate rivers flowed more smoothly, their waters rich and full of life, nurturing the land with their sweetness. The candy forest stood taller, our trees a testament to the enduring strength and resilience of the Candytopia. The sugar fields bloomed with an abundance of colors, each petal a leaf a celebration of the land's diversity and beauty. The inhabitants of Candytopia, too, thrived in this new era. The confectioners crafted their treats with even greater creativity and passion, inspired by the harmony that now pulsed through the land. The creatures of the realm coexisted with a newfound respect for one another, their difference is a source of strength rather than discord. As Lara walked through the evolving landscape, she saw the reflections of her journey in the eyes of those she met. Her story had become a part of Candytopia's lore, a tale of courage, unity, and sweet harmony that arises from understanding and compassion. Every corner of Candytopia bore the marks of its evolution, a testament to the power of balance and the sweetness of a unified spirit. The Aranelia journey had been a catalyst for this transformation, but the true credit belonged to the land itself and its inhabitants, who had embraced the changes with open hearts and minds. The evolution of Candytopia was not just a change in the land. It was a shift in perspective, a new way of living and being that celebrated the sweetness of life in all its forms. It was a reminder that every journey, no matter how small, has the potential to inspire change and nurture growth. With a heart full of pride and a spirit buoyed by the beauty of the evolution around her, Elora continued her journey, her path intertwined with the destiny of Candytopia, a land forever sweet, forever evolving, and forever united in harmony. The time had come for Elora to embark on the final float, the last leg of her journey through the transformed Candytopia. The confectioners had crafted a special vessel for her voyage, a magnificent balloon made from the finest spun sugar, its colors reflecting the hues of Candytopia's skies. As Elora stepped into the basket of the balloon, the inhabitants of Candytopia gathered to witness her departure. Their faces were filled with a mixture of joy and sadness. A shared understanding that this moment was a significant milestone in the land's history. And the balloon rose gently, carried by the soft breezes that whispered through the land. Ela looked down at the landscape below, a tapestry of colors and life that had been transformed by the journey she had undertaken. The rivers, the mountains, the forests, and the fields, every aspect of Candytopia bore the mark of the harmony she had helped restore. As she floated higher, the view expanded, revealing the full scope of Candytopia's evolution. The land stretched out in all directions, a realm of endless possibility and sweetness, united by the bond of shared dreams and collective joy. Elora's heart swelled with devotion as she took in the sight. The final float was not just a farewell to the land she had grown to love, but a celebration of the joy, of the challenges faced, the friendships formed. It was a testament to the power of one heart to inspire change and to the strength of many hearts to sustain it. The balloon continued its ascent, the land of Candytopia becoming a memory painted in the colors of dawn and dusk. Elora carried with her the essence of the land, the sweetness of its spirit, and the harmony of its people. Though she was leaving Candytopia, the land would always be a part of her, its melody tune that will play forever in her heart. As the final float neared its end, Elora knew that her journey through Candytopia was a chapter in a larger story. A tale of growth, discovery, and the endless sweetness of soul beyond the known. The journey of the final float took a captivating turn as Elora felt herself descending through a phenomenon known in Candytopia as the delicious deluge. It was a spectacular event where the skies opened up, not with rain or snow, but with a tender shower of confectionery wonders. It was Candytopia's way of bidding a sweet farewell to its cherished harmonizer. As the balloon gently descended, the air around Elora became a cascade of colors and flavors. Soft marshmallow fluffs floated like clouds. Chocolate drops rained down with a melody of their own, and jelly beans bounced playfully in the air. The scene was a delightful celebration, a spectacle of sweetness that mirrored the joy and wonder of Elora. journey through Candytopia. Lara reached out, her hands catching the confectionery treats that fell like blessings from the sky. Each piece was a memory, a token of the land's gratitude and affection. The delicious deluge was not just a farewell. It was a reminder of the sweetness that life offered, of the joy that came from journeying through the realms of imagination and wonder. As the balloon continued its descent, the delicious deluge began to wane, the skies clearing to reveal the familiar landscape of green meadows. The world of her beginning was waiting to welcome her back. Its simplicity is stark contrast to the vibrancy and magic of Candytopia. Yet, as Alara looked upon her home, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey through Candytopia had changed her, imbuing her spirit with a sweetness and strength she had never known. She carried with her the essence of the land, an army of its people, and the memories of an adventure that transcended the boundaries of reality. The descent from the delicious deluge was a beautiful conclusion to our journey, a passage from the realm of dreams back to the mode she called home. As the balloon made its final descent, Alara felt the crisp air of green meadows wrap around her, a familiar embrace that spoke of home and simplicity. The land below was a stark contrast to the kaleidoscopic world of the Candytopia she had journeyed through. Here, the colors were more subdued, the scents more earthy, and the landscape a serene tableau of rolling hills and quiet streams. The balloon touched down gently in a field just outside the village. While I stepped out, her feet touching the soft grass. The memories of Candytopia were vivid in her mind, each moment a precious gem that glowed with the magic and sweetness of the realms she had traversed. Yet, as she looked around at the quiet beauty of her home, she felt a profound sense of peace and contentment. The villagers, having witnessed the spectacle of the delicious deluge and the return of their beloved baker, gathered around Alara. Their eyes were wide with wonder, their hearts open to the tales of adventure and harmony that Alara brought back with her. Alara shared her story, her words painting pictures of the fascinations, the whimsical creatures, and the profound lessons of Candytopia. The villagers listened, their imaginations ignited by the tales of a world beyond their own, a world where sweetness was not just a flavor but a way of life. As she spoke, Alara realized that her journey had not only transformed Candytopia, but also herself and the world she had returned to. The return to reality was not an end to her adventure, but a new beginning, an opportunity to infuse her life and her craft with the richness and depth of the experiences she had gathered. In the days that followed, Avari's bakery became a place of magic and wonder. The pastries and confections she created were imbued with the essence of Candytopia, each bite a journey into realms of flavor and imagination. Her story became a legend, a tale of courage, harmony, and the sweet adventure of a heart open to the wonders of the world. As Sakara looked out at the horizon, the skies and green meadows stretching out before her, she knew that her journey through Candytopia was a part of her, a melody that would play forever in her heart. The return to reality was not just a step back into the familiar, it was a step forward into a life enriched by the sweetness of dreams, the strength of liberty, and the endless possibilities, a land of harmony, of hearts. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a soft glow over green meadows, Alara stood with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit forever changed. Her journey through Candytopia was a testament to the power of sweetness, the beauty of diversity, and the magic that resides in every heart open to the wonders of the world.